I took Wednesday off because I had a hellish trip to Virginia. Not, it wasn't bad. I like Virginia and I like going out to see my family, but I ran into some problems, taking care of business with DMV and my vehicle and things like that. Hell, everybody's registering their vehicles out of town because it's too damn expensive here in New York to register a vehicle. That was my reason for taking off. I could have did the broadcast from my sister's house. She got a computer, but I said I wanted to take the night off, that night off, because it was like pure hell. I'm gonna be real with you. It's nothing to do. I'm sorry to say, it's nothing really to do in Virginia but eat, have sex, and go to the movies in the mall. New York is one big toilet, but there's always something going on here. There's always some excitement. There's always some buzz here. There's always something. I'm not. I love New York, fan, but business-wise, it's good. So we're gonna make an exodus, but we're not gonna be too far from New York eventually, and headquarters of the state of Mintel somewhere else. But what are we talking about tonight? Yes, we are talking about a new movement and a new leadership. Why we need a new leader and why we need a new movement? Simply because we're in the new millennium. Our concerns have changed. Our focus should be changing. Our view should be changing. We should not be focusing on things of the past. It is ridiculous for us in the 21st century to be talking about civil rights, affirmative action, things, economics. Now, granted, these are issues with us. But I always tell people that money is not an issue with black people. It's really not. It's an issue, but then it's really not. Why I say that is because black people got money in this society, right? They just spend their money on stupid things, on all the wrong things. They want money. Black people want money in this society. I said it before, to give it back to the white man. That's all. Cars, rims, Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci bags. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having nice things, but it's just too much excess of nonsense and materialism that our money goes out of our community and we are not able to come together collectively and sustain our wealth and build greater things where we don't have to be going to work for people, where we don't have to be having our children educated by people. The focus is not on real things. It's not on real things that are going to build us and strengthen us as a people. Now, I never hear any of these black leaders, these so-called black leaders of today, talking about that. The problem is not a financial one. It is not a economic, financial, political, anything. It is a straight mental problem. Our people have a mental problem. The mental problem is intelligence versus ignorance. Some of our people, the mass majority of our people, unfortunately, in the black race, have been dumbed down to a sub-mental level where their focus is not clear. It's not sharp. It's not based in cooperation of working together. We can't mass as a people and be effective in the world because we no longer see the importance of coming together in a movement, in an organization, in a collective, just like all the other groups do. The Mexicans, the Chinese, everybody, they're kicking our ass. The Africans, everybody comes over here and they band together. They look out after each other, and they live for, of, and by to the Jews. Everybody does that, but we seem to have a problem with that. Now, with all the intelligent minds out there, all these people speak about the black problem and what the problem is with black people, nobody ever talks about the fact that we are disjointed, that we got too many different philosophies, that we got too many different ideologies and beliefs that really don't matter. We are in the 21st century, and I'm going to just say that all of your beliefs, I don't care if it's Christianity, Islam, Judaism, metaphysics, whatever you believe in, spirituality, whatever you believe in, it doesn't matter. We're in a new day. The chapter has been turned, all right? We're in a day where our children are no longer looking to us for guidance and leadership or organization and structure. They go into gangs. They shooting each other down the street. See, because, like I said, unlike the ignorant ones of our people, they understand the need for structure and unity and coming together in a collective, in a movement. They just do it in a negative way, in an ignorant way. When there is no intelligence to your actions become ignorant. Okay? 1 million black men gathering in D.C. right? Million Man March I'm talking about. A million black men gathering in D.C. To me, that's a sign that black men know they need to be massing together in numbers as a collective. That's a sign. They just don't have a real movement to do it under. Now, those men came out there and they listened to Minister Farrakhan. You know, he was the big draw of that event. I call it an event. He was the big draw. And you had, you know, your reverends and all of them. Everybody came and basically, you know, had a big old black love-in. Black men talking about brotherly love and this, that, and the third. And all these black men together. And certain black men was there, you know, they was like, well, what's next? What's going to happen next? You know, what are we going to do? You know, they were looking for direction. They were looking for somebody to take them in a different direction. You know, they were looking for the next level. They were looking for the new movement. Wasn't going to come from the people that were there, because all those people that were there, they were the stewards or the caretakers of the old movements. Basically, a lot of these old guys, they're there to just basically keep these money hustles going, keep these organizations alive so they can make money. They're not interested in the evolution of our people. They're not interested in the coming together of our people in a new movement, because they really don't have a new message. So, of course, they're going to be against anything that's new, because that means that their message would become outdated, old. People, they'll be going and forgotten, because they never really served the purpose in the first place. A million black men says to me, coming together in the Washington Capitol, in the capital of D.C., says that black people are waiting for a change. They're looking for a change on the horizon, and it's not going to come from this current leadership that's out here. It's not going to come from the religious groups. It's not going to come from Christianity. It's not going to come from the church. It's not going to come from Islam. It's not going to come from the Israelites or the Jews or whoever. It's not going to come from the Black Panther parties and the black revolutionaries, because y'all guys had your chance. You guys shot your load already. You came too quick, and you left too soon. I mean, you guys had your chance, and you dropped the ball, or you just taught, and your teachings outlived their usefulness. We are in a new millennium. So, what is the next step? Do we need a new movement? Do we need new direction? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, because I see it every day with the children out here who are walking around lost, who are looking for something. This is what makes the gangs attractive to them. Family. They want to belong to something. We can't wear your black revolutionary colors and red, black, and green flag no more. We can't fly your flag no more, because most of you people that was in the black revolutionary movement, y'all was full of crap. A lot of you guys overcompensating because, you know, y'all had a white parent or something like that, or you just basically wanted rights here in this society. So you guys were overcompensating. You didn't address the needs of our people, nor were you effective in handling them. You look at a lot of these people after these movements fell apart, the Black Panthers and all, Angela Davis and all these people. You look at the lives of these people. Very dysfunctional. You know, interbreeding with the white man and everybody else, you know. How can these people have our concerns at heart? How can they be focused? These people seem like they want to fit in with society, and that's really what they did. They intermarried with other races. Some of them went to become gays and lesbians. They did all kinds of stuff. They took on the ways of the beast. So how can they lead our people into the future? How could they head a movement? How can they set up and sustain a movement? How can we come in the name of these people who fail? That is the question tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is State of Mental Radio, and tonight, new movement. The reason why black people need a new leader and a new movement. Because just like this country has a president, just like you follow something, see, because this seems to be a problem with black people. They'll sit up here and say, oh, we are our own leaders, you know, we don't need no more movements, you know, the ignorant ones. You know, the egotistical Negroes who got a problem with cooperating and listening, right? They got a problem with following something. And I say, you're always following something. You're following something in America. I said that. You follow something all the time. The problem is our people follow the wrong things. So it would behoove you to come up with a movement or come with a movement that's going to lead our people in the right direction, where we can start to evolve and make a change, right? Now, that movement obviously can't be a religious movement because those of our people who are in the know, we know that religion is BS. We know it's a lie. We know it's a hustle. We know it's a scam. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, all based on slave teachings. All of these doctrines we've come in contact with came by way of the white man and the Arab, by slave masters. So how the hell do we take these teachings into the future? How do we follow these teachings? How do we still have black men standing on pulpits and sitting up here honestly looking us in the face and telling us that this is the way to go in the name of Jesus? Some Greek Roman homo, some mythological god, some false god, Jesus. Now I know to you Christian Negroes, y'all, oh, that's blasphemy. No, it's the truth. Get over it. It's the damn truth. There is no Jesus Christ. That is a Greco-Roman mythological god that was strung together from two phony mythological gods, Jupiter and Zeus. But yet you people come in the name of that. You got millions of Christians amongst our people who just ignore this real message. They ignore the fact because they want to believe in something. Those are what we call delusional people. Delusional people cannot be allowed to lead us anymore. Islam was pushed on us by the Arabs. We don't want to hear this nonsense that the black Muslims are saying about, oh, you know, we was Muslim before the Arabs and whatnot. They got all this pre-recorded, this pre-history that they never proved that it actually existed where we was Muslim and we was all walking around and we was black Muslims. They also said that we had straight hair originally. You going to listen to them? They also said we had straight, and then we went into the jungle and our hair our lips poked out and our hair got nappy. This is what they teach in their doctrine. You know. Now I know Elijah Muhammad didn't teach this madness. It come from his teacher Fard, but you know he was repeating what his teacher said, and you know, so we give the messenger a pass. You know, that is scientifically wrong. You can't get recessive. You can't get dominant genes from recessive ones. You can get recessive ones from dominant ones. That's a fact because you're taking away from something. You're subtracting from something that has more, but you can't add to that. So that how can this man who they call God, how could he make a mistake? Like how could he even say something like that? How is the black man God, but then he's cursed? He's disfigured because of his woolly hair, his thick lips, his full thick lips. The things that the white man, or only a white man would say that he thinks is unattractive, that we're supposed to be walking around looking like everybody else with dog fur hair, no lips, and pointed noses. Like a bunch of goddamn pelicans. You understand? We're supposed to trade in our natural full-figured lips and hair and woolly hair that makes us different and unique and special amongst all our crowns, right? To look like a bunch of people, to try to fit in with a bunch of people who have fur coming out of their hair, or what you call their follicles. It's not even hair, it's fur. You understand? From the animal genetic. Look it up. A lot of people might be saying, well, what's this guy talking about? Come on. White people and East Indians and Arabs. Oh, yeah, they all got the same hair. That's fur. It's not even hair. We have hair. Heated air and protein creates hair, which grows upward naturally. All right? Now, to a lot of people, oh, brother, that sounds like some supremacy thing. No, listen to the logic in what's being said here. Because you had no problem with people sitting up here telling us that we were inferior, and you accepted that message. Then when you come and you tell a logical truth about who it's not even based on inferior and superior, but we're talking about the logical truth here about where the human race comes from. You know, when you talk about the logical truth concerning that, then people got a problem with that, but you had no problem accepting white Jesus or somebody telling you that you was cursed with woolly hair and big lips. You accepted that. Your black woman accepted that so much that she permed and burned that hair out, and you black men did the same thing. And your black woman still accepted today when she puts that, she's sewing in Asian and Malaysian hair in her damn head. No, see, we need a new movement where the sisters is proud to be who they are naturally. And we're not talking about you Negroes in the conscious community or that conscious movement now. It's We gotta wash our hands of all the delusional and illusional, all the illusions and the delusional Negroes who's sitting around here telling us that we come from Africa, that we come from we Asiatic black men, that we fell from Sirius B. You know, nigga, are you serious? You know, just saying anything. No, the so-called black man and so-called black woman come from the genetics of God, straight from the genetics of God. You understand that? We come straight from the genetics of God, not from Africa. God is not from Africa. God is not even from Earth. See, this is the knowledge we need to be hearing and learning. Now, to a lot of people who go, oh, brother, that's hard to accept. That's hard to believe. Like I said, you had no problem believing some white man sitting on a cloud, and you accepted that. You had no problem believing that some guy who was in a cave named Muhammad who was got some vision from God just because he said so. You accepted that. Why? Because some Arab or some white man, your slave master, taught you that, and you still ride with those teachings today. You still let these things guide you in movements, in organizations, in religious structures. You still follow these things. You still follow this ignorance. You understand? You still believe that our people come, that we are some cursed people, that we are inferior, and it shows. It shows in the movements you follow. It shows. So that is a perfect reason why we need a new movement. An intelligence movement. See, because we've been hearing a lot of ignorance. Our heads been jammed with a lot of ignorance. So yes, we need an intelligence movement. You understand? One that's going to make us wise to who we truly are. One that's going to challenge our logic and common sense. Not so we could sit up here and believe some stories of the white man or the Arab and some nonsense from their fake philosophies. No, we don't need that no more. We've been following it, and that's all you black so-called leaders of the last millennium are offering. Y'all still offering the white man's philosophy in blackface. No, so you're not qualified to be a leader in the new millennium. All you pushing to us is a bunch of beliefs still. You understand? Don't get me started with you niggas talking this nonsense about metaphysics in the conscious community, that madness. You understand? Don't get me started with that. Some more white man philosophy about things just blew up and just happened to get in place. That's the gist of what you advocate, and that's the gist of what you're saying. No person and nobody made that happen. Nobody set these chain of events in motion. That's what you teach, and this is what you advocate. This is your explanation for how things came into existence. So how can we trust you? How can we move forward with a bunch of people who are saying illogical things, irrational things, who are basically guiding us off of hope and belief and faith and nonsense? You understand? Belief, faith, philosophy are like assholes. Everybody got one. Just like opinions. Everybody got one. Not everybody has logic. And the man or the woman who can gather things together logically, tune in to a higher intelligence, that's the one that's supposed to be leading our people into the future. That's the one who should be structuring a movement, an intelligence movement, and coming in tune with the true and living God to lead us into the future. Because all we've accepted since we've been here is ignorance. That's all we've accepted. That's all we've been following. We followed nothing else. Our education here has been based on nothing else. We tried all these things already. Everything you got, like I said, you got these guys who want to step into well, brother, maybe we need to restart the old black organizations and go back to Africa and whatnot. We going through this madness again. We going to do this back to Africa madness again. You understand? Maybe that was doable back in Marcus Garvey time because the white man really didn't have his foot in it. He did have his foot in there in Africa, where they still had the English colonies and stuff like that. But it's even more so now because now everybody's sucking off of that plate. Everybody eating off that plate. The East Indians, the Chinese, the white man, everybody eating off that African plate. The only ones who ain't really eating off it is the Africans. They getting a smaller piece of their own pie that they say is supposed to be their pie. But other people think differently. How long are we going to sit up here and accept this madness? How long are we going to sit up here and be in movements that are guided by ignorance? You understand? That's what we following. Things that are not based in logic. We are accepting messages that are not based in logic. We are accepting guidance that's not based in logic, all based on belief, philosophy from other people, not even ours. The Israelites, they're talking about, oh, when God, when the Lord come, I got to get on them guys. I call them the black cavemen now, the black caveman posse. They sitting up here talking about, yeah, things going to go back to where it was and this, that, and the third, and we're going to be raping women. We're going to take what we want and stuff like that. These are people that's going to lead our people in the future. How about you so-called educated Negroes, you suit and tie Negroes who went to university and college and things like that, and you done studied politics and economics, and you got the answer, right? But yet you work for the white man. Yet your living depends upon him. You can't mash your people together in numbers because you're not sincere, because you're trying to be like the white man. So you can't sincerely come to your people with a solution because you're trying to be like him. All of these movements lead back to the white man. All of these religious beliefs, all of these ideologies lead right back to him. So how can they help our people in the future? Hell, he don't even follow his own ideologies and philosophies and beliefs anymore. He don't even follow them. He done gave them up. That's why he gives them to you freely and lets you Negroes pick through his garbage. And let you put the black face on it, and like I said, it tickles me how all these, like I said, the black conscious movement people, they call themselves metaphysicians, right? Which comes from the white man, from Greeks. I thought y'all was black Pan-Africanists and y'all was conscious, what they call that first philosophy in Greece, right? Metaphysics. And you say, oh, that brother, that come from the ᴍᴏᴠᴇ and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and they got that from us. And, no, they didn't get that from us, because you forget one important thing they took out of that. When we talked about how things came into existence, when we talk about how the plants and things came into existence, we always talk about the divine creator. We always talk about a person making these things happen. We didn't say things just happened. Because you people in the so-called conscious movement, y'all just like the white man. You don't accept that there's a supreme being. See, because then that wouldn't cater to your ego. You would like to just think things just happen and you just happen to get here. So therefore, you don't have to answer to a higher authority. But you, whether you know it or not, you already do. It's called the American government. You paying taxes, you got money in your pocket, all this. You answering to another authority. You answering to an authority. You understand? You're answering to it. You're following something, whether you choose to acknowledge it or not. You think just because you could, like I said, you think because you could smoke your weed, you could talk about black, red, and green, and wear your Yankee caps, which is an oxymoron to me. You got a Yankee cap on and then talking about black, red, and green and consciousness, but whatever. All right? You think you could do these things and that you're not following something? You're following a movement already, an American movement. I don't care how much you talk this KKK and the white man is the devil, all that nonsense you talk, you're following them. You're not building a movement that is independent. You're not building a new society or state or whatever that's independent. You're not even trying to be somewhat independent. All of your things, even the Moorish thing, goes back to having to ask the white man to obey some laws and some sovereignty and things like that. That tickles me too, how Negroes sit here and talk about, oh, we sovereign, but you got American money in your pocket. You paying for things. Do you think because you don't pay taxes, that ain't no big deal? You can file exempt and not pay taxes. You understand? They just put you in a special little box, and they watch for people like you who have a problem paying taxes in this country. In other words, you want to suck off the tit of the cow, but you don't want to pay for the milk, right? Because you're sovereign, and it's your right. You live here. You got no place to go if you leave here. Or else you wouldn't be here. That Negro last time called me talking about, oh, we sovereign. Yeah, we sovereign. I'm sovereign. I'm living in L.A. or Florida. I'm sovereign. Delusional. We need right-thinking people, people who are dealing with the truth of what is, not people who are dealing with what they want it to be or what they want. They want you to paint some kind of illusion of what they want you to think it is. We need people that are dealing with the truth in this next day to come, in this new day to come. We need a movement that's dealing with the truth about who we are. See, because you got a lot of these Negroes, and that's another thing that tickles me, where these Negroes sit up here and talk about, oh, you know, we need to be worrying about politics and land and, you know, and sovereignty and money and economics and all these Negroes, because I had a lot of them come at me and tell me this, right? Let me sip my coffee. Hold on. Need a coffee break. I had a lot of people come to me and tell me, brother, you know, I don't agree. You don't talk about why you don't talk about politics, brother, and why you don't talk about economics, brother, and what we need, and you know, we need to be in politics. And I'm like, don't try to make your issues our issues. We're not interested. If you really feel that's the problem, what are you doing to solve that problem? What are you saying? We. I hear a lot of we's, not me, you. And the we's is the people who think like you, who think that's the problem. This nigga, he comes on my post and comments about, oh, well, brother, you know, we need to be focused on it. No, don't try to make your petty concerns mine. I said we're not focused in the state of mental on the things that are of this time. We're not focused on the past or the present. You stay focused on the past and the present. We're interested in the future because the past and present have already been written. The future has not. There's always room to maneuver in the future. There's always a way that you can shape out your future. There's nothing you can do about the past. Yeah, we know about it, but we're not going to try to live the past. We're not going to keep dwelling in the past. And another thing that cracked me up with you so-called conscious people, you say, oh, you know, brother, well, if you don't know the past, you're going to repeat the past. Well, you guys know the past. You guys teaching Egyptology and things like that. So I doubt if you know the past, so I doubt if we're going back to pyramids. You know what I'm saying? What you're saying is everything is supposed to go in a rotation? I think not. We're not going back to sand and building pyramids. No, we're not. That's not going to happen. We're supposed to be moving forward in a straight line. And just because your mind can't think forward in a straight line beyond the past and the present, don't tell everybody else that's how it's supposed to be, because your mind is limited. That's what people do. They want you to limit your mind based on their concerns. We're not interested in politics because we know it's a sham. We're not interested in civil rights and affirmative action because it's a sham. And like I said, for all these people that keep saying that that's supposed to be our biggest issue, why haven't y'all done anything about it? Why ain't y'all out here attacking the problem? Because there's so many people saying that's the problem. Why ain't they out here attacking the problem? If that's it. If that could be changed, that's the real issue. If you're going to sit here and say that's the real issue to our problem, then why haven't you changed it? You know, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the black man and black woman are mentally dead, he said about changing the situation by forming the Nation of Islam. You know, or at least keeping the Nation of Islam going, because he said that the problem of the black man and black woman was that they was mentally dead, and he actually put his mind to evolving and advancing the minds of our people. That's how you do an argument or do a fight. If you're saying that this is a problem and you're bringing a solution, he brought a solution to the problem. He came with a real worthwhile solution and cleaned up all these people. Now you niggas say that the problem is politics and economics and what we should be focused on. Where's your solution? Because I keep hearing this we, and you sitting up on Facebook telling me I shouldn't be focused on that. Oh, you disagree with me because I ain't focused. Where's your solution at? Where's your solution at? Or you sitting around here because you want to go back to Egypt, or you don't know where the hell you want to go. You want to talk about Pan-Africanism and all this nonsense, but yet half you niggas never even been to Africa. You understand? And when you go over to Africa, you're not going to really make no big scene over there. You're just going to go over there and work, get a job, and you're going to live your life. That's all you're going to do in Africa. You understand? Just like what you're doing here. So don't come with this nonsense about, oh, but brother, you know, this should be our concern, and that could be our, it's not really your concern. Don't try to BS us and tell us that should be our concern. It's not your concern, because what are you doing about it? I know what the problem is with my people. And I gave a solution to the problem of my people. I don't really care if you don't agree with it. You understand? I don't care if you don't agree with it. I don't care if you don't accept it. I said our people, just like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, that our people have a mental problem. You know, we do have a mental problem. We do have a mental problem. And I'm trying to solve that by boosting the intelligence of my people, because that's going to help us in the future, by letting our people know who we truly are and masking our people together in those real numbers. We done gave up on the black race for our people coming together. That's not real. The so-called black race is not going to come together. That's not real. You're going to have some of our people who are going to be smart enough to mass together, who I refer to as the bright race, and we're going to leave the black ways behind. We're going to become that intelligence movement of the new millennium. You understand? We're going to put a new flag up. Don't come and try to make your old ways and concerns ours. We're not interested in the politics of this country. We're not interested in marching and singing some damn old-ass marching song from the last 30, 40 years ago. Y'all going to keep singing that song till y'all die. We're not interested in no handouts from the white man or him acknowledging us as sovereign citizens. No, our intelligence is not based on him, hard as it is for you to accept and believe. Because I had Negroes tell me, when they asked the questions, and I gave you logical answers, because these Negroes are unable to think without the assistance of the white man. They think that I'm coming with some pseudo-intelligence or some pseudo-science. I'm saying, what's pseudo about? What's fake about that? I gave you a logical solution, a logical answer. But I said it's a shame that our people can't think on their own. I said that. I said that our people can't think on their own. They have a problem. That's the biggest problem right there. And you attack that by raising the intelligence of a people. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, could not have raised the people he raised unless he changed the minds of the people. He focused on giving them a greater understanding of self, to place the value on themselves. He didn't put energy into getting them to assimilate into the whole idea of the American dream, because it's just a dream. It's not real. Getting our people to focus on politics and things like this is a waste of time. Getting our people to focus on Africa and all this other nonsense is a waste of time. Our people have a mental problem. We don't want to boost the frequency. We don't want to move and advance and come together and move collectively, because we want to be our own leaders. We want to be our own gods. How is that working out for you? I always ask y'all that. How is that working out for you? See, because y'all talk all this, we our own leaders. We don't want to be. Y'all only do that when it comes to a black man, a so-called black man like you coming up and trying to raise up something. Then y'all want to be individuals. But then the minute you want to be in America, and you want to work a job, or you want your tax return, you an American. You part of a group when it fits your purpose. You understand? You an American. You American. So you check American citizen. You don't check individual on the box. So you part of a group. You understand? What you're really saying is you want to run with the white man. You'll be part of his group because you see where it benefits you, and even though it really don't, except for you getting a few couple of $1,000s a year, and you're able to work and eat and survive, halfway survive in this society, there's really no benefit of you to be part of the American movement or the culture of the society. But you are. So think about that next time you sit up here and say, "Oh, I'm my own leader. We don't need no more leaders, and we don't need no more." Or nigga, you following the American government. That's your leader. You understand? You following the American government. You got money in your pocket. You wearing a Yankee cap. You wearing a pair of Adidas. Whatever you doing, you are following America. You are following American culture. You understand that? So you are following a leader. You are following a movement. You are following a society. But like I said, it's always when it comes to black people coming together for our better concern, that's where we got a problem. Because like I said, ain't no nigga going to tell me what to do. That's what it always comes down to. The uncooperative. I said that our people, people tell me, our people suffering, brother, from post-traumatic slave disorder. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of y'all trying to make an excuse for plain, simple fact that Some of our people have never left the plantation mentally. They'll listen to Master all day, but when it comes to some man that's raising up like Harriet Tubman to raise the minds of our people, that's a problem. Oh, well, listen, I ain't following that nigga. You know what I mean? Ain't no nigga telling me what to do. That's really what it is. You listen to the beast all day. He'll tell you to shave the beards off, cut your hair down, whatever, to get a job so you can eat and survive out here. You're not even smart enough to say, well, I don't need the job. If you was really a leader, I don't need the job. I'm gonna create my own job. I'm gonna still keep my beard and my hair. You cut your hair down, cut that shit off your face, and you go do what he tell you to do. No problem. No problem whatsoever. You follow his movements all day. So what we got here is a generation of slaves. People who never left the plantation. See, not so. We're not going to live like this in the next millennium, in this new millennium to come, because we're 12 years in. We're 12 years in, people, and this is not a joke. We're 12 years into the new millennium, and ain't nothing changed for our people. And y'all still advocating these old-ass teachings and doctrines and philosophies? We 12 years in. Y'all still pushing religion? Are you serious? You still pushing metaphysics? You still pushing Pan-Africanism? You still pushing Freemasonry, politics, or whatever? Or just being a nigga? Or just a regular nigga in society all tatted up and smoked out on weed? That's what you still pushing? Nothing? Because it all amounts to nothing. It all registers as nothing. You understand that? But to a people who are about something, and intelligent people, they're going to mass together. Who I refer to as the bright race. I gave the solution, the one and only solution to the evolution of our people. We're not trying to save the black race. We're not trying to get this message across. The black race, they too slow in any movements. You got certain people that are evolving at slower paces. Or some people who just not going to evolve. We had this conversation, me and a couple of brothers had this conversation today where we was talking about Dr. Sebi, right? And how he is a man in our midst, a black man in our midst who's curing cancer, who's cured AIDS, who's cured herpes and all kinds of other diseases and things like that. Man cured these things, factually, not no belief, nothing like that. Whether our people want to do, the older ones, ones of our people who didn't go to Dr. Sebi, they'll tell them about Dr. Sebi. They'll rather keep eating their old diet. Going to the white man, getting if they got cancer, going to the white man and getting radiation shot all through their body, chemotherapy, till it destroys their immune system. Why? Because they don't want to accept anything new. They don't want to accept anything from a black man. They rather run to the beast. You understand? They master. You people in the conscious community in these movements here who out here promoting this nonsense that we don't need no more organizations or movements, you are no different. Because you follow the beast. Don't sit up here and say, oh, we don't need no more movements or organizations, because you following the beast. So obviously you following something. Every day you get up in America, you following something. If you sitting up here studying this nonsense about politics and Barack Obama, and you following this election nonsense, you are actually concerned with what's going on here. So you following the American society. Don't give me this nonsense. Like I said, you only want to get on your high horse when it comes to black people doing something, because you don't think much of your people. That's really what it is. You no different than the slave that was on the plantation who was fighting Harriet Tubman, who was ready to put up a fight with Harriet Tubman when she was trying to free them because you wanted to stay up under the master. You niggas ain't no different. I don't care if you calling yourself Pan-Africanists. I don't care if you calling yourself black revolutionaries. You ain't no different, because your concerns is always about the white man. Oh, well, what's going to happen if the white man don't like this? What's going to happen when the white man comes for us? Are we going to get in an army and we're going to fight? Well, what's going to happen when the white man, because we got to get some weapons, brother. That's the key, brother. We got to get some weapons. And it's always these niggas that say that, but they never do anything on their own. They trying to mask the army. It's like, oh, well, I want to do something, brother, but I got the Israelites, their favorite line, oh, well, brother, we got to wait on the Lord. We waiting on the Lord till he give us some spiritual power. And then we're going to get at you white people. But first we're going to have sex with your women. You niggas got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This is the madness. You understand? This is the madness. This is the sadness and the madness. You know, we moving on. An intelligent race of people are moving on. We are evolving out of the black race. This is how it should be. You understand? This is how it should be. We shouldn't be sitting around here dying off mentally because it's a cool thing. It's being promoted to be mentally dead. It's being cool to be promoted as mentally dead, to be a race of mentally dead people, a movement of mentally dead people, a.k.a. the so-called hip-hop culture. A race of black zombies, a race of mentally dead people. That's promoted as cool to us, and that's what we following. Or you following the white man tattooing yourself all up. That's the movement you follow. You understand? That's what you want to be part of. You want to be part of some stupidity, some nonsense. You know, that's what our people want to follow. The tattoo movement, the weed movement, the hip-hop movement, the blunt movement. It's just something stupid. Anything stupid. Anything that requires no discipline or any real evolution or any movement toward a higher intelligence. Anything our people will follow. A rolling ball. Okay? The gay and lesbian movement, whatever. You understand? How many black people you see walking around here wearing when the gay and lesbian movement, when they was doing their parade out here, had rainbow flags on. Y'all follow beads, rainbow beads, whatever. See? Y'all become just like the beast. You know different. Then you wonder why I get it, y'all, or I talk like I talk about the black race, because you niggas ain't no different than the damn white man. You know different. You just like him. So don't give me this nonsense about, oh, well, the white man is this and the white man. You Israelites, all you guys, you ain't no different than the white man. You just black versions of the white man. You understand? You niggas are sitting up here talking about, oh, we don't need to come together and we don't need to form another movement. We don't need no more. You ain't you because you want to push us. You want to keep us following the beast with you. You want to keep us in Yankee hats, listening to hip hop, smoked out on weed, and talking about consciousness or some BS. That's what you want. That's what you want. You understand? Or you black women want to keep mixing your seed with the beast and talking about love, peace, and spirituality and all kind of bullshit. You understand? High priestess, sister supreme, whatever. Come on, give that a rest, sister. Give it a rest. That's not going to help our people in the future because you want to be spiritual and you want to be extra high, high top spiritual and all this nonsense. You want to be the priestess of this spirit and the high priest of that spirit, and you niggas want to walk around with dreads, and you know different than the white man. You understand? Talking that hippie nonsense. Or niggas running around calling themselves hippies, black hippies. You ain't no different than the white man. You understand? But yet we supposed to follow you. You know? We supposed to follow you because you base in your egotistical nonsense. The answer is, brother, we don't need no movement to follow. Or we can restart these old movements and follow them. You know, we could just dust off. I had some dumb nigga talking. We could just dust off the old movements and we can move forward with them. There's a reason why those movements came to an end. You understand? There's a reason why a car battery burns out. You understand? Because once they've completed their mission, that's it. Nobody needs you to try to restart an organization or a movement because you want to stand on a pulpit and get money. Selfish nigga. Because you want to be heard, because you want to be seen, and you ain't got no real message, so you trying to regenerate somebody else's message. This is what I'm talking about. See, real movement should be based in intelligence. Who has the most intelligent, logical thing to say? This is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the head of the Nation of Islam, and why Malcolm X wasn't. See, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had common sense and intelligence and logic. He was dealing with that. Malcolm X he was educated by the white man, reading books and stuff like that, and, you know, doing all this book reading. And I'm not saying Elijah Muhammad didn't read the 104 books and all this other stuff, and that calls another thing into question about why would Fard, who was supposed to be God, why would he tell a man to go read books when you got God there with you? Why would a God tell you a man to go read 104 books when he could just teach you everything? What would man know that God wouldn't? But that's another story. All right? Now, here's a man who had common sense and logic. He was chosen from on high to be the leader of an organization such as this. He is the grandfather or the father of that intelligence. You understand? He started us forward. Elijah was the genesis of the evolution, restarting it, being the genesis of the restart of this evolution. Because when he said that the black man and the black woman are mentally dead, he diagnosed the problem as a mental disorder. He wasn't sitting around here talking about politics and things like that. Yeah, he talked about that in the within there, you know, but ultimately the problem was a mental problem. He always talked about our people and on that mental level. You understand? The mind of the black man. Though it was primitive in what he was saying, he was talking about it on that mental level. Then came Dr. York, who wrote the book The Mind. So this man set about trying to clean up the things in our mind, the misconceptions, the misunderstandings in our mind. So now, like I said, here we are in the 3rd or the 21st century, and we have to have an intelligence community. We have to keep the intelligence coming. We can't afford to go backwards and listen to a bunch of beliefs. We can't afford to go backwards and listen to a bunch of illusions. We can't afford to go backwards and listen to somebody tell us about Islam like you 5%ers do. You want to talk about, oh, we adding on to Islam. We don't need you adding on some stuff, adding on to some Arab nonsense, making up your own stuff. We don't want to hear you making up nothing, telling lies, trying to come up with your own meanings. We don't need no version of Islam. We don't need no more Islam and no Christianity and no Judaism. We done had our fill of that. Look where it got us. Look where it got us. It's been doing well for us, just like that we our own God thing. It's been doing really good for us. Right? We just been evolving along, and we had no problems because we our own gods, and we don't need no more movements, and all we need is Islam and Christianity and Judaism and metaphysics and Pan-Africanism, and it's been going good for us now, hasn't it? It's been doing a damn fine job. All we need is more science. All we need is to keep asking the white man to obey some sovereign laws, and maybe soon he'll do it. Yeah, okay. Okay, you keep believing that. See, a lot of people have a hard time dealing with the truth. They're going to get mad. They're going to get angry, upset, because they're personality driven. They're not interested in the evolution of our people. They take it personal because they caught in person, place, and thing. You understand? They caught in person, place, and thing. They're not dealing with the logic of it. The logic is not locked into person, place, and thing. It's beyond that. That's what we deal with in the state of Intel as an intelligence movement. The logic is beyond man, beyond person, places, and things, beyond time and space. You understand? Logic is universal. Thinking in order is universal. You understand? Illogical thoughts were born here by causing confusion. You understand? By people making up things and adding things and trying to make things what they want to be. We don't need your opinions. We don't need your philosophy. We need the truth. We need logic. And a lot of people don't understand the difference, unfortunately, between logic and intelligence versus philosophy. See, because you can tear philosophy apart all day, but you can't tear apart logic. You understand? Philosophy is based on one person's preconceived notions. Logic is based on a generalization that thinks it goes in an order. You cannot deny logic. That's why when I'm making my post on Facebook and I'm saying the things I'm saying, I leave people stuck. Why I leave them stuck? Because I'm dealing with logic, pure and simple logic. And a lot of our people have no logic. They have no connection to logic. They cannot think. They got to run to the white man to see what he say about it. That is truly damn sad. That is sad. I sat up here and explained about the difference between, because we talked about satisfaction. You understand? And I said it is a satisfying action that keeps you in motion towards something, toward evolving. A sister going to tell me, oh, no, well, satisfied means that, you become stagnant and complacent. No, it don't mean that. It don't mean that. Because just in the word, you see the word, just in that word, you see the root action. Action doesn't mean to be complacent or to stand still. That means to move. That means motion. You understand that? So satisfaction cannot be based on complacency. You understand that? Dissatisfaction can, because that means to disassemble or stop an action. That becomes complacent and stagnant. Still, You understand? Action is movement. A satisfying action can only come by way of a mental evolution, where you have good and bad. Cause I said our people we're not dealing with happiness and sadness. You understand? Those are polar opposites, and they are based on an illusion. You understand? They're not real because they never last. Just as much as you accept happiness, eventually sadness is going to come. They are polar opposites. We're not governed by the polar opposites. You understand? We're governed by a state. This satisfaction is a state of evolution, constant evolution. There is no opposite to satisfaction. Dissatisfaction is not the opposite. You understand? Satisfaction has no opposite like good and bad, like happiness and sadness. This is something we have to learn as an intelligent people and an intelligent movement. But when you teach this to our people, the first thing our people say, because they under the control mentally still of the beast. Oh, that sounds like some cult teaching. That sounds like brainwashing. Because they good slaves. Niggas will do that. They good slaves because the beast didn't say it. Now, if the beast wrote it in a book and he had a PhD behind it, then these niggas be quoting it up left and right. They couldn't stop quoting it. But when you come looking like them and you say, oh, that don't sound right. Let me tell you something. Attention, black man and black woman out there listening. You are in no condition to say what sounds right mentally. You've been out of your goddamn mind for 400 years. So you are in no position to say what sounds right or judge anything. Because majority of our people are not thinking logically. You've been out of your natural ass mind. You understand? Anytime you're going to accept the religion, and you don't forgot already, you're going to accept the religion that puts you in slavery, and you just accept it today like it ain't nothing. Anytime you so-called sisters are going to lay down with the beast and have children with them and whatnot, like nothing happened. And you black men who lay down with his woman like nothing happened and mix your seed after they just don't smell right. They don't feel right. It's something wrong with them. And you still going to lay down with them anyway? You niggas are out of your goddamn mind. You understand that? You are out of your mind. You are in no position to judge anybody. Now, people will say, oh, brother, this sounds like hate teaching. You hate white people. No, we don't hate white people. We don't hate black. We're not concerned. We don't vibrate off of love and hate here. We don't vibrate off of that. This is all based in logic. Logically, I'm not going to do something if I got an outcome the first go around. If this don't feel right to me mentally while I'm thinking about it, while I'm looking at the situation, while I'm sizing up the situation in my right mind, logically I can think not to do that. I can think not to lay down with the beast or accept his religion and things like that was forced on me during slavery, or accept a foreign god or some white guy with long hair and pale skin. You think he would turn around and accept some black god from you? You niggas got to be crazy. Well, the elite, they do. They got a black god they follow, but that's the truth. They're not even looking at the color. They're looking at the truth of who God is. You niggas accept the lie. You followed Jesus for 400 years. You understand? Some of you still do the same image. A lot of y'all got that Florida Evans mentality. Well, don't take Jesus off. Don't take my Lord off the wall. That's how he always looked to me. And here it is, her son read in the book that the character was a black man's description, and she still wanted the white character. That just show you right there, perfect. That's what the majority of you black people today suffer from in America. Y'all still the same way. You might not say, oh, well, I would never put a white Jesus up there. No, but you still suffer from it in some kind of way. You still something hit on. We don't need another movement. We don't need to follow. You rather follow the American movement. You rather follow the white man in this movement. Don't say, oh, I don't follow America. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Now, I'm not saying there's anything, you in the society, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with paying your taxes and working and doing what you got to do. But don't sit up here and say you ain't following nothing because you following this. You understand? But in this, just like any other racial group, just as they pay taxes and do what they got to do to live here, they still have their inner world that they're more loyal to than this thing. This is what they pay in the outer world, but in the inner world, where you have outside world and you have the inside world, and their inner world where they're raising their children and teaching their children and raising their families. They are loyal to themselves. The exoteric and the esoteric. You understand? The state of mentality is supposed to be our esoteric world. This whole thing out here, this is an illusion. This America, these United States, and all this is the exoteric world. This is the outer world. We're not concerned about this. We just moving through here. We just visitors. You understand? You niggas are residents. Like Dr. York said, you niggas are residents. You niggas live here mentally. You on the plantation with the white man. We just moving through here. You understand? We just passing by. We looking for the visitors. We're not interested in the black residents. We're looking for the bright visitors. You understand? Y'all already basically, what I mean by that is y'all already basically decided that y'all ain't trying to change or be part of anything that's about the evolution of our people because you want to be with the beast. You believe change going to come through Barack Obama, the government, society. You think change is going to come to our people that way. And it's not. But you're going to keep beating that horn. You're going to keep beating that drum. You're going to keep blowing that horn. You understand? You're going to keep saying that this is the way, this is the way, this is the way. You're going to keep running around in circles, and our people are still dying in the streets. Our people still can't go to banks and get loans. They can't go and do anything. You understand? They still going through what they going through in the society. They still suffering here. But like I said, because you on the plantation and you can get you some spinning rims and sell some dope and go to the club and black women can clap your butt cheeks in the club and get a fistful of dollars, you think you got heaven. You can go buy the new iPhone 5 or a pair of Adidas running suit or a pair of big-ass Dr. Dre headphones. You think you got the world. That's all the black man need. He don't need nothing else. Anything beyond, but start taking things away from you gradually. Like I said, you niggas will have a heart attack. That's real. That's real. I said that I would only address things in a real mindset. You know? I said in order for our people to move forward together collectively, we have to understand what we're dealing with. It is a mental problem. You know, people keep telling us that, I keep hearing over and over again, politics, you know, all the exoteric stuff, all the surface level junk. I keep hearing that surface level junk is the problem. Exoteric stuff, politics, economics, racism. I hear all of that, but it's never you, black man. It's never you. You don't have a mental problem. It's the white man faults your community the way it is, right? He make you shoot each other down in record numbers, sell dope to each other, have babies, and leave your kids behind, right? That's his fault, right? That he made you do that, right? Oh, well, brother, you know, it's post-traumatic slave disorder, and, yeah, brother, you know, yeah, right. You know, we've been conditioned to think that way. I don't want to hear that no more. Because if you know what the problem is, why are you still doing it? And I understand if you told me you didn't know and you was doing it, you know. You've been having this problem diagnosed to you for thousands of years. For as long as you've been here, you've been having this problem diagnosed to you, but you're still doing it. Why? Because you want to keep doing what you're doing. Because you niggas love being just like the beast. You love carrying that mindset, that sub-mental way of thinking. You love it. You love this thing. You don't want nothing to change. You understand? You black men are not for the evolution of our people. You're not. You understand? You want our people to be in a state of ignorance. You Israelites, you Christians, you Muslims, you don't want nothing to change. You already said it. You want things to go back to how they was in the olden days. But let me tell you something. The olden days never existed because according to the Bible, you niggas was in bondage in the Bible. You was in bondage in the Bible. All this King James and this King Solomon, that's a bunch of BS, man. Because you can't find where none of this stuff existed outside the Bible. That's a big story, man. And you know damn well ain't nobody going back to pick no cotton in no fields nowhere. That's a bunch of delusional BS, man. We need real things to deal with. We don't need your cartoon character beliefs, man. You understand? And then on your kingdom, you're gonna have white women, black women, and everything else, and you're gonna be able to get drunk as much as you want with Christ. You understand? And all kind of madness you niggas talking about. Are you serious? These are the people that stand out here and try to get our people to follow this madness. This is the madness that is being pushed to our people. You understand? It's like the damn people in the asylum. The crazy people are running the asylum now. That's what happened with your so-called black movement. You got crazy people running the asylum, talking about our hair was straight at one time, and we went through a curse and it got nappy. In 2012. You know, in the Planet of the Apes movie, I keep bringing that movie up, The Rise of the Planet of the Apes. It was something else to see. It was something else to see the head ape, Caesar. Right? Notice they gave him the name Caesar, right? As in to conquer the seas, something, right? And also the Roman Caesar. They gave him the name Caesar. Now Caesar, you know, if you notice in the monkey cages, right? Because you say all day that movie was a slap at black people. There's no way you can't tell me that movie was the white man was making reference to black people as the monkeys or the apes and Planet of the Apes, right? And I said, especially when I see if you go and look up the cover of the thing, you'll see the apes raising the black power fist, right? They on the group. Now, when I was watching the movie a couple of nights ago again, I always watch things over and over again to see you know the relevance and something I might have missed. When he was showing them again about unity and coming together in the monkey cage, they was divide and conquer. They was trying to fight him because you know they was jealous of him because you know he was more evolved than them. His thinking was more evolved, and they was trying to fight him and whatnot. And you know he was trying to basically show them, you know, that we got to come together. We got to all this we all the same. We got to come together. You understand? And he got them to look like, yeah, we all apes, man. You know, let's coming together. Y'all hating on me, and that's like that. He was basically explaining it like that, and they ended up respecting him and making him their leader because he was the most evolved. He was the most intelligent. Right? That's a sign right there to the so-called black race. Uplift, put the one on the pedestal to lead based on intelligence, based on logic, not on book smarts, not on so-called education. You understand? Because so-called educated don't mean good leaders. You got a lot of so-called educated Negroes who don't know they ass from a hole in the ground. You know, all they can do is come out of college and repeat what the white man said. That's all they good for. They good black parrots, good educated black parrots. Right? No, you need to look at the people as potential leaders who have that higher intelligence, who are more advanced in their logic and natural intelligence. Those are your leaders. Those are the ones that are supposed to be leading our people. Elijah Muhammad had possessed natural intelligence. Dr. York possessed natural intelligence. You get few of those in a time frame. You get one of those type of men in a time frame to come. One who is connecting to higher intelligence. There's something always special about the movements they bring, the knowledge they bring, the just everything they do, the things they say. It's always something special about what they do. And people say, well, you know, they movements, you know, ain't really got our people to where they got our people to. It did actually. It did evolve and advance our people's intelligence, you know, as it was meant to do, because everything is meant to be an evolution. It's not about those men and their movements. It's about those men who bring a piece of the puzzle and aid in the evolution of our people, the mental and physical evolution of our people, because we're supposed to be growing into something higher. We're not supposed to stay stagnant. We're not supposed to keep going in circles, repeating things in the past. That's retardation. That's called retardation. That's not natural. So for you black men to keep talking this nonsense about, oh, you know, we need to know the past, so because the past is always the future, that is the stupidest thing I ever heard. You understand? That is the stupidest thing I ever heard. Your future is supposed to not be like your past, because where's the evolution at? Where's the higher intelligence? Where's the higher learning? Where's the lesson that you learn? The only people that constantly look to repeat the past is stupid people who haven't learned the lesson the first time. You understand? People who go in like people say, insanity. That's people that got to go to the first grade 4 and 5 times. If your son got to go to the first grade 4 and 5 times, he's kind of stupid. You understand? He 10 years old in the first grade. You know, you got to keep going through it over and over again. You got a problem. Something's not sinking in. So if you constantly trying to relive the things that we don't went through already, and you trying to resurrect movements based on those things that didn't work, then obviously it's time to move on and let these things go. What it is, you don't want to move on because in those movements, in those old movements, you didn't have to listen to nobody. Black people love to follow dead leaders. They love to follow dead philosophies, dead ideas. They love it. That's why Christianity is so big. That's why Islam is so big. That's why metaphysics and Pan-Africanism and all these things are so big and all this, because the leaders are dead. Nobody around to tell you what to do. Nobody around to challenge you. You understand? Or ask you to do anything or sacrifice. You understand? Nobody's actually asking you to sacrifice anything. So, of course, you can follow those because they cater to your ego. You know, you can be your own God, as you so-called conscious Negroes say. You can be your own God. God of what? God of the Yankee baseball cap? God of the microphone? God of the next stupid-ass line you're going to say to some black woman to try to get in her pants? That's what you're the God of your projects? What are you niggas trying to be gods of? Yeah, or yourself? You ain't no God of yourself because you doing what the white man tell you to do. You understand? Because God, if you God and you had a choice, you wouldn't live in the hood. Now, would you? Because God wouldn't live in the hood. You know, you live in the hood because, like I said, you accept what your master tells you. You understand? You can't go and live any place you want to. If you God, you should be able to do that. Why you can't do that, God? See, because what you don't understand, what you fail to understand about God is that God always moved with a group. That's a lie that God moves as an individual. And God doesn't raise people up as individuals. God raises people up in groups, not as individuals. So you black men lose already when you start, and you black women who talk about this spiritual individuality crap. All that is a bunch of egotistical nonsense. You understand? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam, under him back in that time, they was winning. They was winning. They had the respect of the people. They had the respect of other governments. You understand? Hell, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, had he wanted to in the 60s, he could have went and got a piece of a land and started his own country outside of America. Why he didn't do it, I don't know. But he could have. You had Arabs and all of them, they was offering them land to start their own country. They could have did that, you know. But to get to that level says something. A little country black man from Georgia to be able to sit amongst dignitaries and be a national or international leader, that says something. You know. You black men who are haters, you will make sure, see, the white man don't even have to do the job. You so-called black men and black women who are haters, you don't want to see your own sit on a throne. You understand? And lead our people into greatness. You will make sure that another Elijah Muhammad is not possible. You're going to try and make sure that another Elijah Muhammad or Dr. York is not possible. You're a bunch of black devils because you want to really defer to the white man. That's natural and normal to you, to defer to him. You understand? You don't want to see a black man rise up and sit on a throne again like in ancient Egypt, like in Nubia, and things like you claim to advocate and talk so much about. You don't want to see that. You want to tear him down because it ain't you. You understand? That's really what, you know, you got a problem with, what you disagree with. You don't want to see another black man rise up or be looked at as intelligent and things like that because you got an ego problem. You don't see, whereas he's trying to help you. And I'm speaking about myself. Your ego won't let you see that. You won't see another black man. So the white man you don't have to worry about the white man tearing down a black, so-called black movement or tearing down a black leader. You niggas would do it for him. You programmed and trained to do it for him like good slaves. Just like the slave that was on the plantation that would run like a damn hound dog after a runaway slave. The white man, the slave break off and run from the pack. You go get him, Jeff. Go get him. Buck. Yeah, Buck run like a son of a bitch and chase that nigga down and bring him back to the master. That's how y'all are. Every time you sit up here, the first thing you think is calling a black movement or so-called black movement a cult because you don't understand it, because you don't agree. Now, you know, you got certain things that are based in culture. But you're only repeating it because you heard the white man say it. Y'all a bunch of Uncle Toms. Modern day, educated, well-spoken Uncle Toms who never left the plantation. That's the majority of the black race today. You understand? Especially you people in the West Indies. You understand? Y'all just like that too. It's hard to believe that Marcus Garvey came from amongst you. You understand? But that proves that, like I said, it's those people within the so-called black race who are visiting here, and those of you niggas who are just residents. You are resident slaves. You don't want to see the evolution of our people or the rise of our people. You understand? You rather fail as individuals than succeed as a group. You understand? I'm going to say it again. You black people would rather fail as individuals rather than to succeed as a group. Because that's that hate. You understand? A lot of y'all got the beast blood coursing through your veins. So you're gonna always go against the evolution of our people. You're going to be against the betterment of our people. You don't have any ideas for our people to move forward, but you're going to be against anybody else. You'll disagree just to disagree. You ain't trying to do nothing, but you'll disagree just to disagree. Because your ego. Because your mind can't see that. Because of your own selfishness. You understand? Because you don't want to cooperate. You wonder why the white man stays in power, because they cooperate with each other. I got to applaud them on that. You know, the states cooperate with each other. The FBI, the CIA, the DEA, all these people cooperate. All these law enforcement agencies and intelligence communities, they cooperate with each other. So when somebody goes on a run, they got Interpol. They cooperate. They cooperate internationally. They cooperate with each other. It's not an ego thing with them. They work together because they understand that to work together is to keep power. The black man and black woman, y'all will never understand that. That's why you will never be in control of anything, not even your own goddamn lives. So don't give me this nonsense about, yeah, brother, when we get the guns, we're going to fight the white man. That's emotional talk. You're not going to do nothing. You're not going to do any revolution. You niggas are just running your mouths. And you emotional and you mad. We're not raising a new movement on your emotions and your beliefs and your anger and your fits of rage and jealousy because you niggas act like a bunch of women. You act like a bunch of menstruous females on your period. You understand? Because you mad at the white man because he won't give you a piece of the pie. That's what it is. No, this is an intelligence movement that we are forming within the state of Mentel. This is about our mental evolution and ultra-standing, a complete comprehension of who we are and the massing together of our people based on that higher intelligence. We're not gonna bear the traits of the black race. That trait where you niggas have a problem cooperating with each other, the disunity, the disrespect. You understand? We're not going to come with your traits. You understand? We don't want you with us. You understand? We don't want slaves. Slaves can't live amongst free people, people who are free in their minds. We're in the process of freeing our minds from all the old ways of thinking within the state of Mentel. As mentalists, we are in the process of freeing ourselves from the old ways of mind. Like somebody going to come to me and say, well, brother, could I join the state of Mentel? And yes, the state of Mentel, for those of you who don't know, the state of Mentel, of which I am the mentor to, the state of Mentel is an intelligence movement. You understand? It's an intelligence movement for the collective of people who carry higher logic and advanced common sense. People who can think beyond the white man, who can think outside the box, who can connect to a higher intelligence, which is what we refer to as God, our higher state of our higher self. And no, that's not a philosophy of mine. That's a reality. You understand? That is a reality. It's not my reality. It is the reality, because you're going to have certain people that are going to evolve beyond the regular people on the planet, who are going to think on a higher level, who are going to use more of their brain power. That's happening right now. This is a mental evolution that's happening, not a physical revolution, but a mental evolution and eventually a physical evolution. You understand? A changing, a growth, growing out of one stage and going into another, an advanced stage. This is the movement we need to be following in this day and time. This is the movement black people need to be going through right now. This is the movement black people need to be joining on to. You understand? And we don't need to be giving our energy to nonsense of the past. We don't need to be giving our energy in these stupid movements to religion and politics and civil rights and affirmative action. We've been there, we've done that, and we failed. Our problem is a mental problem. We need to move the hell on. And we need to deal with problems logically, factually, And straight up, we don't need nobody giving us any more giving us any more illusion, or feeding us any illusions of grandeur that some white people, if we come to them and we come with some papers and some documents, they're going to give us some sovereignty or give us some land. That's not going to happen, because if it hadn't happened now, it's not going to happen. All right? We don't need nobody feeding us lies or talking about we're going to pick up some guns and we're going to fight, and then y'all ain't going to do nothing. You understand that? We need an intelligence movement. You understand? Because we are in a three-dimensional experience or an existence right now. And the only way to move to that fourth dimension, that mental realm of higher intelligence, advanced intelligence, where we open our minds up to receive higher intelligence, to move ourselves forward, advanced communication and thought, to move us forward so that we can start doing things differently than what we were doing in the past, is to open our minds up and free ourselves from the old ways. That's the only way this is going to work. If our people, in other words, you can't come here to the state of mental and still be a Muslim, a 5%er, an Israelite, a Christian. All that's dead, man. All that's dead. That all went out the window when the new millennium came in. All that went out the window. We don't have time to follow this anymore. So I'm going to take a call. 510, you on the air.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Good. Yeah, I think this is it, brother. This is new. We got to let everything. We got to let it go. It don't work. It doesn't work. And I realized it years ago and let go of everything. This is something that I've been waiting for. Something new, something fresh, something that's going to evolve a people. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And no one is coming with this. I'll just say information for a better choice of words.
We'll say
no one's
coming, brother. We say we're coming with this.
Exactly. No one's coming with this, bruh. Nobody. Everybody's still stuck in the same paradigm, going around in circles, man. This is what's needed. I believe it, brother. And man, I have to. You know what? I was going to ask you if you could, when you do your classes, could you post them? Could you post your classes? Could you record them and post them so we could more or less be in the class, but not in the class at the same time?
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna. I don't know. Are you my Facebook friend? Are you on Facebook?
For sure.
Friend? What's your name?
For sure. Reggie.
Reginald Hunt.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to be posting in the because I think I sent you a link to the State of Mental Potential Members page. I think I said if I didn't, I'm going to send you one to the State of Mental Potential Members page and whatnot. Through there, we're going to start putting class up. And like I said, for the potential members, those are the people who acknowledge that this message is real, this message of higher intelligence, advanced intelligence, and the need for an intelligence movement, and the need for that which is what the State of Mental is. We're going to tell our people, like I said, to become a registered member of the State of Mental, is become a mentalist and aid in the evolution of our people and cause this separation within the black race, which is what we need, and to bring out the bright race. What has to happen is that we need our people registered in the State of Mental to build these intelligence communities or these intelligence movement communities all over the place, so that we can have classes not just going here in New York, but and wherever you at. Like I said, because the reason why I was telling people to take the 21-question test and become a registered member is because we want the people within 3 months' time to come to New York to one of the super mental projection classes and to eventually go back out there and build your own study group out there, and we'll send and beam out things from E-class or whatever, just to go connect with you like that, and send out study courses and things like that, so we can have a study groups in different places.
Hey, I didn't even know that what the 21 question was for. I saw it too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know.
It's not up yet. It's coming. Like I said, it's gonna be consistent of 21. Mm-hmm.
It was something on the website about the 21 questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was on. Maybe it said it was coming. It said it was coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay.
It's going. Like
I
said.
saw it.
for anybody that's taking that test, the 21 questions who wish to become a registered member, it's gonna be $10 to take that test, and like I said, you send it back to us, we review it. Like I said, you come to New York within 3 months to become a member and get initiated in, or to be tuned into the state of Mintel and whatnot, because we're building a real movement here. This is not no online internet. We just talking and this is a real movement, because we putting our flag up at all the super mental projection meetings, the state of Mintel meetings. We putting the flag up. We coming with a pledge of cooperation within the state of Mintel. So this is a real movement that's coming about. This is an intelligence movement, straight up. And like I said, we're not going to sit up here and we're going to talk. I'm not going to sit up here and bash the hell out the black race and talk about what they're not doing if I'm not going to replace it with something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't.
Get ready. Go ahead.
No, I can't sit here and talk about how I want to erase one thing. We need to erase one thing and not replace it with nothing else. I'm not going to be like those Negroes in the conscious community talking about, oh, we don't need no new movements and whatnot, so we could just walk around out here like a bunch of individuals doing nothing. This is why our people are dying off today, because we're not together. So.
No, we don't need the old movements. That's what we don't need. We do need a new movement, and be ready for the Negroes talking. You see how you mentioned that $10? Be ready. Be ready. They're gonna talk shit about that too, man. Here you all see you guys just like them. But now I gave thousands of dollars to the church. Thousands.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? And got nothing. Nothing. You feel me?
Yeah.
But lied to.
Yeah.
So I have no problem. I have no problem giving to my own people. You feel me?
Yeah, this is our thing.
On something real though. You feel me? So evolution on an evolution tip, bringing something, making something positive for our people. You feel me? And this ain't for everybody though. This is not for everybody.
Oh, I know that.
It's not for everybody.
We don't. Like I said, we don't want everybody. That's the thing. We don't want everybody. We don't want. But white guy asked me. He said, "Oh, is this just a black thing?" I said, "No, it's not a black thing. It's a bright thing, because we don't want the black race." We don't want the black race. This is an evolutionary movement. This is an intelligence movement. This is not for the black race. This is for our people who are amongst the black race. Because I said the black race ain't no different than the white race. They're no different.
Same thing.
Just darker shade, and they no different.
Yep.
We don't want them in it. So for all them people up there who say, "Oh, all you white guys out here who listening to all the radio shows, oh, this guy sounds crazy. He sounds like he's racist." No, we don't want any black people with us neither. Okay? We don't want any black people with us neither. We don't want niggas with us who's sitting around here talking about, "Oh, you want $10? I ain't got $10, but you got money to buy a bag of weed or some fried chicken or whatever nigga nonsense you gonna buy." You got money for that to give to the white man. Yeah, to give to the white man for nothing. You understand? But then when it comes to the evolution of our people and really coming with a solution for our people, so that your babies and whatnot, we ain't got to grow up amongst niggas and other people who are on some sub-mental level. Who you got to worry about shit, because we trying to build communities and whatnot where we trying to separate ourselves from the black race. I don't want my children going to school with little niggas and niggerettes. You understand? I don't want my kids going to school, my children going to school with somebody who parents are smoking weed in the house and drinking 40s and talking all kind of madness and reckless. Then they take that, they infect their children with it. Then they send that amongst my children. Because I want to accept a public education from the white man, and they miseducate my children. I got to sit my children next to some little niggas and niggerettes and whatnot to have them worrying about what they're going to get cut in their face for some nonsense. I think about that. I think about the future. Like I said, this is a future society. This is not dealing with the past and the present. We're not on this loving where we love everybody in the black race. No, we not. We
already been there. That shit don't work. None of that old shit worked. Even though maybe it was viable for a time, but for this time, it's not. It's finished. It's over. Look at what happened. Look what happened to the people that followed it. Look at us.
Yeah.
We are so messed up, man, and don't even know it though. That's really bad when someone is ignorant as hell and they don't realize it. Then the ignorance just perpetuates. You feel me?
That's why the separation. That's why the separation has to happen.
It's necessary. It's necessary because it's gonna always be niggas, man. Always. And if we got to separate from them, because I'm not a nigga anymore, bruh. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on some other shit.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing was you never was a nigga. You was amongst niggas and you was acting out like a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But you never was a nigga. And the true niggas are the ones who gonna die niggas. And stay niggas. Their mentality gonna stay low. They're gonna keep following. They can't let go. They're gonna stay niggas. You got niggas who are educated. You got conscious niggas. Niggas are all over the board. You got white niggas. You got a whole niggas are universal, unfortunately. Submentals, or what I refer to them as the submentals. You know? You got female niggas. Hello? I think a call dropped. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Try to plug you back in, brother. Reggie. Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Hey. Can you hear me?
Okay. All right, I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, so man. I'm ready to go, man. So when you get 21 questions, send me the link. Let me know when you sent it, so I could be expecting it, or tell me before you send it, so I could be expecting it.
Well, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be in the potential members thing and whatnot, and it's going to be a link where you'll be able to click on it, and you'll go to the PayPal. You'll pay the $10 through the PayPal and whatnot, and you'll get the test and whatnot. It'll come to you. You'll be able to take it, and you'll be sent to a page with us. We're setting all this up right now because it's time to open the gates and let our people in. And like I said, this $10 is really just a test for our people because the $10, like I said, even for the the podcast we're gonna have, where it's gonna be separate broadcast for people who are looking for, beyond just this radio show, who are looking for higher intelligence and whatnot. We're gonna have the podcast. They're gonna be uploaded for $10. You're gonna have new books coming to 21 logical questions on why. 21 logical statements on why black people are not part of the human race. A lot of them new books are coming and whatnot. It's going to be available for upload for $10. Everything's going to be $10. Reason because, we got to get ourselves. We're not trying to be like the black race. We got to get ourselves in the mindset of making sure we sustain and support something that we are homegrowing ourselves amongst coming out of our own intelligence, as opposed to supporting these Negro movements and the white man. Giving thousands of dollars to them, but we're gonna have to support these things ourselves.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, so
we don't want. Like I said,
I'm planning a trip to the East Coast, bro. So man,
to where?
I'm coming unarmed to the East Coast. I'm coming to you. I'm coming to meet you, bro. I'm gonna come out there and meet you. All right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let you. I'll let you know exactly, man. But just know that I'm coming.
Okay. Like I said, it'd be good.
I'm coming unarmed. I'm coming unarmed, and I'm trusting that you will protect me.
Well, like I said, arming is gonna protect us, brother. Like I said, if we in the right state of mind and whatnot, we are the arming race. We in the right state of mind, we fine, brother. Like I said, we don't fear no principalities out here, man. Armin is in control of this. Armin is supreme. Like I said, anything, man has no, and it's not no spookism or no belief thing, but no man has the control over whether you live or die. Only God does. That's it. Yeah, because you got guys get shot up all the time and whatnot, and they still walking around out here versus those men who might get stabbed one time or in an insignificant place, and he die right there. So man has no control over it. That's why I don't fear nobody. I have no fear of nobody. Armin is supreme.
Hey, that's the first time I heard it put that way too, brother. That's the first time I heard it put that way.
It's real.
But that's logic too. That's logic. Niggas get stabbed. I've seen it happen right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
That's logic.
Logic.
But I'm gonna tell you, I live in Oakland, California, man. It's really dangerous, and I know it's dangerous in New York too. I always carry an arm. I always carry arms, where I go.
You ain't got to worry about that, bro. Like I said, you can have them arms on you and whatnot, and you might not be able to get it out fast enough and you die. Like I said, that has nothing to do with it. So like I said, I don't worry about that. And arming, I trust, brother. I ain't worried about all that. Like I said, I don't worry about what the niggas is doing with the white people. I'm not worried about all that. I don't worry. I walk around. I'm in Brooklyn, of all the dangerous places. I just walk through these Negroes, man. Like I don't see them. They don't say nothing to me. I don't say nothing to them. I keep it moving. You know, I got a job to do. I'm not concerned about them. Like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, he said, I lived on gun talk for years. People were talking about they want to do this to him, do that to him. Man, let it be an old man. Amen is supreme, brother. Trust in Amen, trust in the Amen race, trust in the true people. This ain't no belief and anything like that. And we'll be fine. Like I said, worry about the job at hand, which is to find our people and raise the intelligence in our people so we can get the hell out of here. Because that's we in hell right now. We in prison. That's the only thing I fear, that we not gonna get out of here fast enough. These niggas and the white man, the rest of them, they like roaches to me. I could care less. You know, they like roaches to me.
Yeah.
I answer to a higher authority, brother. I'm not interested in nothing these Negroes talking about, or none of they threats and they beating on their chest like monkeys and King Kong. I'm not interested in none of that. You know.
Yeah, bro. I've been waiting for you, man. I've been waiting for you.
Yeah, well, I'm here. State of Mentel is here.
Yeah, I shut everything down, all the old ways. Shut it down. I was just waiting.
Yeah.
And here you are. Here you are.
And a lot of our people, and let me tell you something, a lot of our people feel the same way. Like I said, a lot of our people feel the same way, but they're afraid to stand up and say it because they know something got to change, and we got to be the ones that pioneer this change. We should be looking with excitement coming out here to find our people and whatnot and find the intelligent ones of our people, you know, because we're trying to pioneer a whole new intelligence. For that baby out here in the background, this is for all of them, man. This is for them. This is for the future generation. Like I said, I'll give my life for this all day. I'll sacrifice myself for this because I live for the evolution of my people. I'm not, like I said, I'm not like the damn black man who ready to die for stupidity. I'm ready to live for the evolution and die for the evolution of my people. I mean that.
Hell yeah.
That's why I don't fear nothing. I really don't.
Yeah.
You know.
It's going down. It's going down, bruh. Hey, this man, I'll be waiting for my link so I can we can get this process started. And it's good talking to you, man. And I gotta get these babies baths and get them ready for bed. But man, you have a great evening, all right, brother.
You too, brother.
All right, peace.
All right, peace, brother. Brother Reginald from Oakland, thank you for calling in, brother. All right. Yeah, so like I said, I'm living for the evolution of my people, man, the mental evolution of my people. You understand? We got, we about the evolution of our people. We about the evolution. We're not about the ignorance of our people. Let the ignorant die off, man. You understand? We ready to live and die for this, man. We about these babies for real. These niggas that talk this nonsense about, I'm for the babies, but you out here gang banging and killing and shooting and selling dope in your neighborhoods, making it a living hell, man. You niggas ain't no different than the white man. Hell, the white man might well come through there with a bulldozer. It ain't gonna be no worse than what you doing. You shooting up the neighborhood, selling dope in your neighborhood, making your neighborhood a living hell. You no different than the white man. So when the white man of judgment comes down and Amen, this true and living God, Amen, allows the beast to put you niggas in cages, that's just desserts. That's judgment. Because you was breaking the laws of God. You made your communities a living hell. You disturbed the mental reception of a people who were going through an evolution by your madness, by you shooting up the neighborhood and acting like a nigger, a wild, crazy nigger. But you won't do that to the white man. You won't go to his neighborhood and do nothing. You understand? Because you a coward. You understand? We need to get away from you. We need to be in our own separate communities. We need to raise men again to be real men. Real men. Not you males out here who run around here getting the black woman pregnant. We need to raise real women again, not females out here who spreading their legs and clapping their butt cheeks in the club. You understand? So you can teach your daughters how to become real women and teach your sons how to become real men, meaning mental beings, advanced beings, higher beings, so that we can get this evolution started. This is not a game. This is life. This is our life. This is my life. You understand? You niggas that's standing on the sidelines who listening, and you black women who got you so-called black females. I don't consider a lot of you black females women. You ones who sitting around here talking about a bunch of nonsense and addle-brain ignorant who sitting around here talking about tattoos and smoking weed or whatever the hell you talking about. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. Go back and be addle-brained and talk about nonsense in the club and hanging out with your friends talking about a bunch of nigga nonsense on that submental level. You understand? This is a meeting of the minds right here, and we're gonna keep it 100% real with our people, the people that are listening. You people that are still caught up in religion, you can't get away from Islam, Christianity, Judaism, or whatever the hell you following. That madness, this ain't for you. You understand? This is a new intelligence on the planet. Amen has returned. Amen never went no place, but his reception is coming back to the people it's supposed to be coming back to move them forward. You understand that? His reception is coming back to the mentalists. I said Amen has been reborn. Amen has been renewed. In this day and time, within the mentalists, the mentalians, the true people of God, the real 144,000, not you fake niggas who going around here talking about you want the elect. You niggas ain't the elect. You understand? You of the beast. You understand? Because you trying to get paid. You trying to get laid. You trying to get a record deal. You trying to sell some coke. You trying to buy the next Yankee hat, whatever you Yankee fitted or whatever the hell you niggas into. You understand? You so-called spiritual cats, y'all ain't the ones. You understand? Y'all not about building a real physical movement. So you just want to talk this spiritual BS. You understand? Just to get out of doing anything, building a real physical movement, so you'll get all abstract and all esoteric on us and start talking this spiritual bullshit. You understand? Because you don't want to build a real movement or take orders or do what you're told to do because your ego won't let you. You understand? And like I always say, when I see the Jews and all of them, they in their communities and whatnot, I think, what a beautiful world. Even though I'm pretty sure they got their problem, I say, what a beautiful world because they got each other. You understand? They can depend on each other. You can't see that with black people. You know, too many submentals. You know what I mean? We need to raise the mental, the real men and women, the real mental beings from the submentals, the males and the females. I'm here to let you know there is a difference. That certain ones of our people are vibrating on that lower frequency, and they're going to keep it low. You understand? They already dead. Like you said, sis, they already dead. Stop trying to find life in the dead. We're not trying to find no life in the dead. So this message is to bring up the ones who are asleep, not the dead ones. This is to go over the heads of the dead ones. A lot of pretty dead women, a lot of pretty dead females on Facebook who got their fake hair on their head and talking about Jesus and God. Y'all dead, man. Ain't nobody paying attention to y'all. You understand? You're just a piece of ass on Facebook. You know, you black men all tatted up, posing with muscles and all this nonsense and talking about hip-hop. You niggas is mentally dead, man. You niggas are mentally dead. You a joke. You are a walking joke. Your life means nothing. You understand? Your life means nothing. You black females who got your hair all weaved up in your head and talking about how pretty you are, your ass hanging out all over the place, you're clapping your butt cheeks, and your life means nothing. You understand? Your life means nothing. You know, they got 1,000 fat asses all over the place. Your life means nothing. You understand? And the sad part is you really believe that people care about you beyond that you ain't nothing but a piece of meat. You no different than a damn a rack of meat hanging on a meat hook somewhere in a meat meat packing plant. That's what you black women y'all measure up to. Not no real movement is real women. You understand? That's what you black females measure up to. Nothing but a side of beef. You understand? Dead meat, dead weight. So let me go through these things real quick. Let me go through my last questions and answers and stuff, as I typically do, because I want to make sure I leave no stone unturned. Let me see. All right. Here we go. Do black people really need a new leader? Yes, they do, because the majority of our people are looking for direction. And there's nothing wrong with looking for direction. You follow direction in this society every day. So don't think by looking for direction and looking for our people to mass together. That's natural. We're supposed to mass together and look for leadership. I was watching something one time where it was on The Sopranos back in the day, where the guy, Tony Soprano, he had his mafia family, and they had all the captains up there and whatnot, and they was running their crime family by a group of 5 guys, 5 or 6 captains in their family, because everything is organized and structured in their mafia thing. And they said, and the guy said, look, we need a supreme leader. We need a supreme leader. We can't do this Dave Clark 5 thing where we all splitting up decisions and we all making decisions. We need one commanding leader to lead us in the direction. Understand? Because even now the damn white man understand that having a whole bunch of different voices and whatnot, you have to have one supreme leader. That's how God is set up with the so-called angels or the so-called messengers. One, he is the supreme leader over the group. He makes the ultimate call, because if you have a bunch of people trying to be their own gods and leaders, that means what? That means that you have confusion. There has to be that one person that says, breaks that confusion and says, we're going this way. Now, the others can weigh in and give a, what's the name, but there's always got to be one that leads in that direction so there's no confusion. That's why higher intelligence comes in abundance to one to share with the many. Because that one is the one who is chosen to lead the pack. That's how that works. For you, all you egotistical Negroes that got a problem with that, go have a Coke and a smile and shut up. Because it's beyond you. That one person represents that judge, that order, that gavel that slams the gavel down and makes this decision. And that's where everybody's moving. So we stop with the confusion. All right? All right. Yes, we need a new movement. We definitely need a new movement, because the word movement is short really for movemental. Movemental. Wherever you see the word meant at, you're going to see the word, put the AL on it, it means movemental. We definitely have to move our mental forward. So, yes, we definitely need a new movement. We need an intelligence movemental. Our intelligence has to move. The mentality has to move. It has to evolve, because it has stopped. It has become stagnant. It has become dissatisfied. You understand? So now we have to start the satisfaction process going. Action. Shouldn't black people be Shouldn't black people be individual leaders themselves? No, you're not. Everybody's not fit to lead, and like I said, that causes confusion. All these people who have the desire to lead, where they leading us to? You understand? No, don't fall for that. It's just a bunch of Negroes who are egotistical, who don't want to cooperate with something. That's all that is. They don't see the logic in following the collective, but they'll follow America. They'll follow the white man. They'll pay their taxes, go to work like good citizen niggas. You understand? So don't listen to them, this nonsense. You following something whether you want to or not. You're always following something. And when you're not following something, you're going to be, and you get out of line, you're going to be begging, you're going to be looking for direction to follow something again. All right? So, no, individualism don't work for our people. What type of movement should black people be following? An intelligence movement, of course, because we've been ignorant as hell. We need an intelligence movement. We don't need no religious movement. We don't need no metaphysical movement. We don't need no cultural Pan-African bullshit movement. We don't need no more red, black, and green flags, black flags, you understand, to spray roaches with. You know, we don't need that nonsense. We need an intelligence movement to raise up the intelligence of our people. That's what we bring in the state of Mentel. The SOM.info, people. The SOM.info. The new movement for the new millennium, for a new people. The raise of a new people. No more Egyptology, no more Pan-African, and we're done with that. All right? Is it possible for black people to follow one movement? Yes, if we are following it as an intelligence movement, and we put all the old philosophies and beliefs away because they don't matter no more, because they were of the beast anyway. We don't need nobody. We don't need no more of these old-ass movements. We don't need no more of these religious beliefs and philosophies. You understand? It don't matter. So we can all start at one as an intelligence group, as an intelligence movement, ready to receive new intelligence, advanced intelligence, higher intelligence. You understand? We can start at one. We don't need people bringing a religion with them. Leave your religion at the door. Throw your religion out the damn door. Throw it in the garbage where it belongs. Throw your philosophies, your culture, and all that in the garbage where it belongs, because it don't serve no purpose to us in the future. All right? Why do black people have a problem coming together? Ego. All day ego. That's all. Ego. I want to be a Christian. I want to be a Muslim. I want to be Israelite. I think this way. I think that way, and it's all BS. Black people disagree just to be disagreeable. They don't want to cooperate. There ain't really no problem that can't be solved, but they'll make a problem bigger than it is because they just want an excuse not to cooperate and work together. That's all that really is. You understand? That's all that really translates into. They want to be uncooperative just as an excuse. They'll blow up a problem bigger than what it is just so they can keep confusion going. That's your black devils. That's your niggas in the conscious community. That's your so-called educated niggas. That's your thug niggas in the hood. That's your check all of the above. Your ignorant ones. You understand? They're not about the evolution of our people. They too dense to see that our strength is in numbers and the masking together into one mindset, into one mind, one body, one soul, one mental projection. That's where the masking in of our people come. All right? Why do black people struggle so much? Because our people are disobedient and stubborn. Okay? They're stubborn. That's why we struggle so much and we keep on losing, and we're going to continue to lose because we refuse to see the writing on the wall. We refuse to see the bigger picture in our coming together. We refuse to let the old things go. We want to struggle with the future. You understand? We don't want to move the hell on. That's the problem why we struggle. It ain't got nothing to do with money. It ain't got nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with any of these things. We did all that already. We've been through all that already. You got money. You throw away billions of dollars in this country a year. So don't give me this bullshit that y'all don't have money. Y'all got money. You just want to give it to the white man. You just want more of it to give to the white man for nonsense, for material garbage. Not for schools, not for corporations, not something to build for your children. That's what you want to give it away for. For you niggas that keep sitting up here talking about, oh, we got an economic problem. That's the economic problem. It's a mental problem at the base of it. We don't need the surface level junk. What type of movement will lead black people into the future? And will it transform their way of thinking? Like I said, all day an intelligence movement. All day. We need an intelligence movement to move us into the future and transform us mentally and physically. The real transformation is of the mind, and then you will see a physical transformation. To try and tell our people that the problem is economics and politics and all this other nonsense is like telling people you don't have to drink water, just wash your body in it. You understand? That's just taking care of the surface level, but you're not taking care of the real internal problem, where the problem lies. You have to drink water and wash your body from the inside. You understand? Or you will stink. All right? That's the end of our broadcast. Join us Monday. I don't know what the topic will be. It'll be something hot as usual. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarez. The next State of Mental super mental projection is going to be October 28th. October 28th in Brooklyn, New York. Let me see what I want to play. Because we got like 2 minutes left, and I want to play something, but we're going to play out, it's written in the stars.